Okay, now let us get into this piece of evidence to show you that the UK government is playing all of you for fools, right? And because of your hatred, your prejudice towards the immigrant communities, whether they are asylum seekers, the ones coming over in the boats, whether they are illegals, whether they are legal immigrants, because of your contempt and your hatred and your prejudice towards these people, right? The UK government is creating laws that is slowly stripping you of your freedom. And you think that everything is okay as long as they are creating the laws to restrict and to contain and to make immigrant life difficult. Then everything is okay. No one is going to say anything. No one is reigning in the government, right? Because it's all about who can come up with the most radical, who can come up with the nastiest, who can come up with the most disturbing laws to to cause distress in immigrants' life. You know, that is what it is all about. And the UK public applaud that government. But best believe your time will come, right? It was a few months ago I spoke about the UK government turning banks into turning bank workers into immigration officers, right? Because they say they want to make it difficult for illegal immigrants, right? So you have a few illegal immigrants who acquired legal bank accounts, and the UK government makes sure to strip them of their bank accounts. Okay. The British public seems fine with it because no one stood up, no one pushed back. They seem fine with it as long as you are making illegal immigrants' life difficult. People who's looking at bread, people who's trying to help themselves, right, by whatever little means. But there you are, trying to strip them of their little bread. And as long as you're doing that, the UK public is okay. Now look at you. Look at you all. Because now they are monitoring your bank accounts now. Now it's your turn. Let me tell you how this game is played. First, they come for the immigrants, right? They come for the asylum seekers. They come for the illegals. Then they come for you, right? I spoke about these people wanting to bring in, or should I say, they already bring in the digital ID system for immigrants, right? Digital visas, digital work permit, digital residency visas. You got no proof, no evidence that you are entitled to work in the UK, right? You have no physical proof. Everything is digital, right? We spoke about that and saying that that is totally wrong. How could people sit in a country and allow this type of thing to happen? No. We have the government stating that they are considering a digital ID scheme to tackle illegal migration. Right now, they want to bring in their Antichrist AI digital beast system ID, right? They want to bring in this digital AI system. When we talk about it for the immigrants, no one said boo. And now they want to bring it in for you all. And what is the excuse? Of course, immigrants. They're going to use the immigrant card because that is what they've been doing, right? A couple years ago, it was all about Islamic terrorists, right? We need to have chip in our passport because of terrorists and all of that. We need to do fingerprints. We need to do this. It was all about using terrorists and all of that to invade and start wars and create laws and take away freedoms. No, it is all about immigrants. You see how this thing work? You see how it work, right? They use they use Islam and they use terrorists to bring in a set of laws to strip people of their freedoms, to invade countries and do that. And now it's all about the immigrants. And because of your hatred, your contempt, you just absolutely despise these set of people that is looking for bread, right? But Britain, know this. You came and you saw this land. You were born, you saw this land, and you're gonna die leaving it. You're gonna die leaving this land. You cannot take nothing with you, right? So while you're marching and you're waiting for whichever government to bring in the most radical law, the nastiest law, which government is going to make immigrants, legal and illegal, and asylum seekers' lives live in hell, which government is going to bring in the cruelest law to make their lives a living hell. Remember, you're going to die leaving this land. All of us. All of us is going to die leaving this land, because life doesn't belong to us. This land doesn't belong to us. And the person who owns it will be evicting a bunch of you off of it anyway. Right? Right in front of your very face. He's going to do it. And you sit and you allow your government to use the immigrant communities to create these various laws under the guise that they are protecting Britain. And it's all about who can bring or who can come up with the most cruelest law, who can make immigrants' life difficult. But guess what? Immigrants are survivors. And just as how they can survive Britain, being illegal, being asylum seekers, best believe they will survive anywhere else. It doesn't have to be Britain. But will you survive the digital AI prison? Will you survive the Antichrist beast system that is coming around? These people keep creating laws in the name of immigrants, the name of illegals, asylum seekers, and you think it is okay until they turn on you. We need to pray and understand we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but wickedness in high places. When will you learn? When will you wake up? The old talk of immigrants for the last 30 years is just to use as a scapegoat, just like how they use terrorists, just like how they use Islam, right? It's a scapegoat to bring in laws, to take away freedoms, right? We need to pray and say, glory be to the Most High.